All right, so today I wanted to present basically 3 different ways that you can leverage Amazon for your business. Everybody knows what Amazon is. So I thought I'd go over 3 simple ways on how to do that. Kind of give you a little intro of each one, and then certainly we can go into any other details as far as each particular one. So why Amazon? Well, I mean, we already know what Amazon is. I mean, that's very apparent. So they spent billions and billions of dollars to actually build a framework for their customers. They built the experience for their customers. They spent a lot of money and infrastructure on building out services that they do have to basically attract the customers that they want, and also to give them that experience that they should have for this. So they've already done a lot of the groundwork that that a lot of businesses have that struggle when they're first starting out to actually have. So they basically already have the main 3 components of any kind of marketing is that you want to be able to know, you want your customers to know, like, and trust you. If you have the customers that basically do this, they will buy from you if you have all those particular components in part. Now, it's something that that it should be built over time. It should be something that as you basically show up for your customers and you do what they're asking, and you provide valuable content, valuable, helpful information for you, you're going to build that particular trust, and they're going to like you. And that's really one of the key components in any kind of marketing of your business. So basically, what is in it for you? So as you can see, I mean, there's really very little startup cost for the three ways that I'm going to go over. Actually, some of them you don't even have to spend any money up front to get started, and that's pretty incredible, because nowadays, it does cost money. If you have your own website, or you still have to pay for hosting fees, or anything else to get the energy and the time to already build things up. So one of the things of using Amazon is they've already done a lot of that work for you, so you don't have to actually get all that stuff started. And if you're starting on a business, or even if you've been in business, that added expenses will always kind of deter you from doing things, from trying things out. So there's very little risk in doing a lot of these services that you have. Also, there's less overhead with some of this. So some of the programs that we'll go over, it'll enable you to basically kind of move some things out of what you have, so you're not creating more cost for your business. As always, I mean, you get the huge reach to Amazon's customers, and that's going to be really important with this. So that's also one of the things that you have to be aware of, that a lot of these services and different programs that you have, they're actually Amazon's customers. But there are ways to actually bridge that within Amazon's terms of service, that you can still utilize their customers to possibly bring it into you, because probably one of the biggest costs in any kind of marketing or business aspect is actually getting new customers. It's a really expensive, it's one of the most expensive things as a new business to get started with that. So any ways that you can minimize that, or you can make the cost of that go down, or if you're able to reach a greater to kind of capture that particular audience that you're looking for, then definitely Amazon's definitely one of the ways. Also allows you to scale and focus. They always say that you want to work on your business, not in your business. So a lot of these particular ways is something that you can it is working on your business, and then those things will do more work for you, as far as those services. Also, if you don't know, there is an estimated 90 million Amazon Prime customers, and that is just alone in the United States. So there are actually, you can actually reach internationally with some of these programs, where the reach is way beyond 90 million. I mean, you can literally reach the whole world with some of these services here. So there really is a lot of these particular programs have it. Now let's get into it. I mean, you've been waiting for this. I'm sure you're wondering what those 3 ways are. So the first way, well, this is actually two ways, because I did kind of split this up into actually two different things, because not everybody is going to be able to use the one or the other. So I didn't want to just kind of pigeonhole you into one particular thing. So, but I think with these particular services, I think you'll be able to at least use one of them. But the first service is selling services. So this would be perfect for house cleaners, for heating and air conditioning, plumbing services, general contractors, electricians. So if you I don't know if you ever seen it, but they have some programs in there. Like say you order a TV, there's an option underneath the TV that allows you to to actually schedule somebody to do an installation for it. So that's pretty cool, and we'll go a little bit more into it. But I wanted to introduce the second one as well. The second way is actually self-publishing. Self-publishing and any kind of content. So this would be more of your Kindle, ebooks, things like that. Also, you can also publish your audio on here as well. So if you do have an audio book for it, and they also do have media too. So if you're a singer or songwriter, you can also use their platform to actually reach a lot of other customers as well with that program. So those are really the first two ways. Let's go more into the selling the services. So basically, you wonder, as far as selling the services, as I was saying before, the biggest cost that you have for business is acquiring your customer. So one way is a good way to do this is to sign up for the service. Now, they do charge you, Amazon does charge a particular fee on this. I believe it's somewhere around 15%, and it varies depending on your level of your service. And I know that probably seems like a lot for a business to give up a big chunk of it for that. But I have a great way, to do this to actually still get customers for you, because I actually use the service I actually found a maid that way. She came in, I don't remember exact price of everything, but I ordered it through Amazon, and then the lady and her husband came in, very nice couple, and they basically just cleaned my house, and they did an excellent job. I had already paid for the service through Amazon, so I didn't have to give any cash or anything like that to the person. I just had at the end, I basically had to rate them and said they did a great job or whatever else they did, and I just left a review for that. But at the end, this really smart lady is that she said to her, she gave me her card, and she said, if you ever want more service from us, please give me a call. And I thought, wow, that's fantastic. I mean, she doesn't have to use Amazon for the second. I don't have to go through Amazon for the second one, and I don't know, basically if she is kind of using that or if this is a natural thing to just do it. But I thought that was great. She gave me a card, and she said, if you ever want to have us for service, just call me. And I certainly did call her afterwards. I didn't even go through Amazon. I think it was the same price. And I know that the lady's going to make the full price off of that. But what it did for her was that it got her another customer. Now, I wasn't looking in the phone book. I wasn't looking online. I was on Amazon because I'm on there for a lot of other things. So I thought that was great. I mean, that really shows that you can actually do that. Now, if you have like a high ticket item, if you're like a HVAC or an electrician, maybe do like a smaller project that you can have and actually, as like kind of a lead into the other bigger ticket items that you have. So maybe if you're an HVAC, which my dad is actually, and he probably should do this, is you have like a cleaning or some kind of inspection in there, and then that, you're losing only 15% of, let's say you charge $85 for the service or whatever they have tiers for the particular service. So I think you have to kind of fall in that structure, but based on your area. So maybe just do a lower ticket item, and then you get in there, at least you're getting some kind of business and generating some kind of revenue for that. And it's also getting your name out there, because then you can give that card to somebody and they're going to call you directly the next time. If they have the card in your hand, they've worked with you already, they've already built that trust and and they've already seen how you did the work, you showed up on time. That right there is huge. You already got in front of these people, and if you give them your card with your business information, I'm telling you, if their air conditioning breaks down or their heating breaks down, guess who they're going to call? They're going to probably call you. They're not going to go online to Amazon and try to look for somebody there. They already know you. They've already built that. You've already built that trust with them, so they're actually going to call you. So that might be good just to throw up some really cheap services up there, something like a lead-in that you don't, you might have to go out there and it's not making a lot of money, but trust me, that's how you build up a reputation. That's how you build, just out of the referrals for that. And they could tell their friends too as well. If somebody breaks in, well, I got this guy, he came by, he showed up on time, came to my house, it was polite, did everything that he should, and there you go. There's another business for you. So basically, I mean, these are just a couple ways that you can use selling the services for it, for the Amazon thing. Well, the second way of the first way is basically publishing your content. Now, this is the one I don't really have a lot of experience with, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about this, but what I will say is that it is very, very expensive to publish a book. If you were to do it traditional way, I guess it costs somewhere between $200 to several $1,000s. Now, if you're just starting out and you're, just a new author, or if you feel like you're an expert and you feel like you have a book in you, I think everybody's got at least one book in them. Several $1,000s is really not going to cut it for you. But using Amazon, you can actually basically create your book, upload it to Amazon, and then there's different distribution models of it. You can do the Kindle. You can actually have it printed, so that what they do is they print it on demand. They'll actually print the books up, and when the customer buys it, and then they'll ship it out to the actual customer. So you don't even have to worry about shipping. You don't have to worry about any customer service or anything. All you do is you upload your book for it. Now, I know you're thinking like, well, how does that help my business? I'm not really an author. Well, if you're an expert in your business and you feel like you have a book, I'm telling you right now, books it's like the new business card. It's something that you can take and if you publish a book and you can give that to your potential prospective customers. Trust me, if they see that you're the author of a book, your credibility has already gone through the roof. I mean, you've already built that knowledge and that trust and that knowing that I'm talking about. If you will have that out there and you have that particular medium, and you can just say to your customers, look at this book, I'm an author of this book right here. If you ever want to check it out, and that could be like a little lead-in for your service as well, because a book, what does it cost? Like $7, and your services might be like a couple $1,000s. Well, somebody's not going to spend, a couple $1,000s without knowing you, but they might spend $12 on your book to at least figure out, what it's all about and what you have to offer. Actually, my bookkeeper, Mike, he has an accounting service. Great guy. He's actually an author. He did this as well for his business. He basically wrote about bookkeeping and accounting. And as soon as I met the guy, I just looked on his website and I saw that he had a book. So I thought that was pretty cool. A lot of people don't do that. It's a great way to get yourself out there, to market your business, to show that you're the expert in your area that you are. And trust me, it will build trust for you. And like I said, and then you can have other customers on Amazon actually find your book. Now that's a little more difficult in itself, but at least your book is out there. You can give it to your potential customers, a link to it. You put it on your website. Trust me, it goes a long way with that. And as always, as far as this, you do earn royalties on the book. Now, of course, Amazon's going to charge you because they're actually printing the book, and they have it up on Amazon. So it is, you're using their platform, their search engine, and things like that. So there is a fee structure for it, so that depending on what the medium is that you have, there's certain fees for it, and you collect a certain royalties or commissions or whatever they call it, based off of the sales of the book. So, but there's really no money up front. I think they might charge if you do a cover and you have to print up a cover or something like that. They might charge a really small fee for that. So it's not a lot of money up front other than just writing the book itself, which I know can be hard in itself. All right, so the second way to actually utilize Amazon is basically through print on demand. Now I know you're wondering what that is on print on demand. Well, print on demand simply means is that they will print up certain items, and most of the items the program that I refer to is with shirts, but they do have some other items that you can print, like cups and a few other things, and they also have hooded sweatshirts. But the thing that I'm really focused on is more on the merchandise that is like a T-shirt or something like that for your business. So it's one of those things that you can actually basically print up, actual T-shirts for your business. So basically, how do you use this? So let's say you got your logo on your business, and you want to basically you basically want to get your name out there. But if you've ever been to a screen printer before, you do know that there's a lot of fees for it. There's fees to do this particular purchase. There's also fees to they charge like a minimum run fee, screen printing fee. I mean, there's a lot of fees. Now, if you got like 1 billion shirts you got to print and you're doing it for a huge event, that might be a little bit more economical than going through this way. But if you don't want to have like a huge inventory or big boxes of shirts laying in your back office there, that you've had to lay out the cash for it in advance, this is a great program to use because you don't have to spend any money up front. To do this. Now, the caveat to this is that it is an invite-only program. They're not actually letting everybody in, unfortunately, but you can still apply for it and get, for it. I am in this program, so I do, for other customers, I do help them, with this particular portion of it. Because a lot of people don't like to do the graphics and things like that. But you can basically you can use it as a fundraiser. So if you have a fundraiser for a school or one of your organizations, you can print up shirts for that particular thing. You can also order shirts for, your employees. I mean, you can actually, say you have your business and, you don't want to order like 50 million shirts. You don't know who's going to come in here. If you can have some small girl, you can have some big guy. You don't want to have all these different sizes lying around. So you can actually just give them the link, or you can order the shirt for them as you hire them, and then it will actually be delivered to their house, and it'll be the right size and things like that. You can also use it to sell your artwork or your design. So if you're an artist, or you just have a good style for this kind of thing, you can use it to kind of promote your artwork or your different things, or for any kind of fundraising for that. What's in it for you? I mean, let's see. You can actually make money off of this to actually advertise. Now, usually it's the other way around. If you're advertising, you are the one spending the money up front, and then you have to go to advertise. But you can actually make money through advertising. So what I mean by this is that for each sale of the shirt, you will, depending on the price that you price the shirt at, and then we'll go over this a little bit more in detail, but depending on the price that you price the shirt at, you will actually get a commission for this, so a royalty commission, as kind of what they call it, on the sale of every single shirt that you get. So, if you use this the right way, which we'll go over next, is if you use it the right way, you can actually have your customers as walking billboards for you, and they will actually pay you for it. So that's how you make money with. So how easy is this? Well, you don't have to take any orders. As I said, you don't have to take any type of payments. There's no inventory. There's no inventory whatsoever. I've been in so many businesses, and I've seen the big brown boxes in the back with all the shirts in there, and they can't get rid of them. They're basically giving them away, handing them out, and they can't even do that. I mean, I feel bad because they spent all that money up front, and it's just a cost for the business, and it's just sitting there, and it's really hard for them to basically utilize it in the right way. So you don't get rid of those brown boxes in the back of your store or whatever it is. There's no shipping or delivery, so you're not actually getting this and then giving it to your customer. They're actually going to go to Amazon, and they will actually. There's a link that you will give them, or you can put it in your mailers and things like that. You can put a little code in there. There's different ways to do this to get out there. If you have a Facebook group, you can put it up there as well. And then what they'll do is they'll actually go to that link, and it brings them right into Amazon. So right where you shop for all your stuff, and it will be your actual shirt. Now it can be set up as a private link, so you don't have to have it open to the masses, but it's still there, and it shows up on Amazon, and the customer would just normally, like they would get anything on Amazon, they would order, and it comes in different sizes and comes in different colors, and basically they'll handle everything for you. So they'll print the actual shirt, and they'll actually send it out to the customer once it is ready. Amazon spends a lot of money on this program. They spent huge amounts for these type of printers to be able to do this. I mean, there are these massive printers that are able to basically print out these on demand. They recently, and this is 2019 if you watch this some other time, but they recently expanded the program into other countries now. So I believe it's the UK is one of the other countries, and I think there's another country too, but I can't recall that. But they've spent a lot of money on this program, so that tells me that it is working. People are using it. It is growing. So there's a lot of expansion with it. So there's other possibilities too. You can use this for other programs you have. I mean, this is only a few different ways. I mean, there's so many different ways that I have that you can use this for it. And also the other thing is that you don't have to deal with customer service. So if they get the shirt and it's the wrong size, or some of these shirts they run a little bit smaller, so I always tell them to order a little bit larger. But you don't have to deal with that. They call up Amazon, or they go on their email and they check out with Amazon. And they say, I had this, it's, the size is too small. They send it back, they'll send them the right size. You don't even have to deal with that stuff. So to me, that's great right there. All right, so I kind of just laid out about 10 different reasons, to basically use this. 10 different things that it will do to actually use this. I mean, you can bring in more customers. You never have to spend any money, as we already talked about. You're generating profits on each shirt that is sold. So, and the example that I had said, that one of the things that you can do is, let's say you're a pizza business, and Tuesdays for you are just incredibly slow. Everybody has that in the business. Even if it's a certain time of year, you could be doing some other kind of line of work that a certain time of the year it's going to be slow, or a certain day of the week is always slow. Those are great times to kind of have, kind of promotional things, to get people in the door, to get things shaken up for you. So in this example, I mean, if you're a restaurant owner and you sell pizza, you could say, if you buy my shirt for, say, $24.95, that will get you to you buy one pizza and you get two pizzas free. I don't know, buy one pizza, get one free. Or you spend so much money and you get this much money. I mean, you guys know your margins. You know that how much something costs. So you know that if you're basically giving up something, you know how much it really costs for it. But also you do know that if somebody comes in, then they're usually buying other things, or they're bringing other people in there. So it is still going to generate some money for you. It actually does probably generate more revenue than you think it would. But the more important thing too is that it gets your name out there. They're going to get a shirt with your logo on it. And I tell you right now, they're not going to be just wearing it every Tuesday to come into your building. They'll wear it other times, and they'll say, look at this shirt, I got this, and I come in on Tuesdays and I get a free pizza or whatever. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's a form of advertising. It's something different. Not a lot of people are doing this. One of the things, I don't know if you can see right here on this screen right here, but if you participated in those mailers that you get, you get in the every month or whatever for particular services in there, you can actually put your link in there to the Amazon. You can actually put like those little QR codes in there. And those particular QR codes will actually link to your shirt, and you can put a promotion on there saying, if you purchase the shirt, you get this particular promotion, and you can always change it. You can run it from a certain period of time, and, so you can have control over how long it goes out there. You can take down the listing. We've done several different promotions and campaigns, for some of my other clients with this particular program, and they love it. I mean, it's definitely something that they find very useful. But as I said, you get advertisement for your business. You can basically do monthly promotions. If you're active on Facebook or any other social media, which you should be, you can use that as leverage too. You can basically, put them together and build different. And like I said, there's really simple ways. This is a simple ordering system. It's through Amazon. Everybody knows, likes, and trusts Amazon. So when they see that and they see that your business is on there, it immediately establishes that trust for that. And the shirts, I said, they can be shipped anywhere, of course. So, even if you're locally, basically they would just get the shirt in the mail, and then they can come into your restaurant and use that for the business as well. And these shirts are actually pretty good quality. I mean, they're very comfortable, for it. So they're not cheap shirts by any means. But I will have to say that I do always say to order a little bit larger. So if you do this, I would order your own shirt too first, just to make sure you have the quality. And that's something you can do as well. You can basically present the shirt to the customer, maybe put it in a glass frame, and you can have the promotion up there. And you can say, people just can scan the link, and that's basically the link towards your Amazon thing, and basically they can do it right in your store as well. So you don't have to do this out on Facebook or kind of offline. You could do this offline, meaning like you can just put it in your store and advertise it in there as well, so the customers that come in, they'll see that and they'll think it's cool. Trust me, I mean, it's different. You don't see that everywhere. I don't see it a lot around in businesses, so it's definitely something to do. The third way to leverage Amazon is what most people do. They buy products off of there. They actually buy everything off of there. I mean, you can pretty much buy just about anything off of Amazon. They even deliver the same day, within 2 hours. You can even get milk, get ice cream. You can get anything off Amazon. I don't know if you've ever explored the catalog with Amazon, but there are so many different products. There's new products coming out all the time. So, you could basically sell your own products on there. Now, I know, what you're thinking, you're a brick and mortar store, and why do I want to put my stuff on Amazon? Because, they're kind of my competition, aren't they? Well, yes and no, they are, but they aren't. There's lots of businesses out there that have their own products that do sell their stuff on Amazon. It's definitely one way to basically get the trust from your particular customers. Now, you can have your own website still. You can actually have, if you can use other e-commerce stores to still sell and use Amazon's huge logistics and their fulfillment centers to actually ship and handle your customer service. Now, as I said earlier, with any kind of business, this can allow you to really scale your business and your operation. Inventory is a really big beast. Now, this year I did quite a bit of sales. I was in the top, let's just say, in the top 40% of the sellers, which is really good. And basically, I would have not been able to do the volume of sales that I did without Amazon. I would not be able to do it. There's no way that I would be able to do it. I also sell on eBay, and sometimes I sell things locally, but there's no way that I would have been able to ship that many items to anybody, even if I was working around the clock by myself. It allowed me to basically scale my operation, selling for e-commerce tremendously. I mean, it really handled it because there were customer service things. I didn't have to deal with that. I didn't have to deal with the shipping of it, which is a lot. If you're shipping a lot of items, it's a lot of work to ship items if you've never done it before. And the items I had a lot of them were very large. I mean, I couldn't store this in my garage. I couldn't store everything in my house for the amount of volume that Amazon had handled for me. But I was able to do it with Amazon. So for me to say that Amazon's my competitor with some things, I mean, I never looked at them that way. I mean, I honestly would not have been able to do do that without their help. Basically, I'm going to talk about the 3 different ways that they have that you can sell your own products. Now, there is what they call merchant fulfilled, which merchant fulfilled is basically you have the listing up on Amazon, yet you don't actually send them the inventory. So that basically means, so if you have your own products and you want to actually have Amazon, you want to basically advertise it out there through all of Amazon's customers, and every time that somebody sees a listing and they click on the buy button, or they call it the buy box, and your name is under that, you're the one that's going to be selling it as a third-party seller. They will send you the order, and then you are responsible for shipping it out to the particular customer. So you are actually handling the merchant fulfilling that. So, you would have to have all the inventory on hand. You can't do any kind of drop shipping. Amazon does not like drop shipping. Amazon is not a drop shipping service. So you'd actually have to physically have the inventory, your place of business, or you can use other services that can house your inventory, but you physically should have the inventory. Whether you have it at your particular facility or you have it at another facility that does handle shipping as well for you. So you always know, like, you have it on hand. Don't ever do drop shipping with Amazon. Some people do it. I would not recommend it. I'm sure there are people that do it, but I know that's against terms of service, so I wouldn't try that. But that is the first one. The second one is a program, which is the one that I use mainly, is the Fulfillment by Amazon. So, as I said, that if you have some inventory, large amount of inventory, you're gonna have some costs that are associated with the inventory. Now, you have to buy the inventory up front, then you have to store it, and then you have to ship it out. Then you have to handle the customer service of that particular inventory. Well, you can actually hand that right over to Amazon. Now, they of course, they're going to charge you fees on it. There's some storage fees. There are built-in structures based off of weight for when you ship it to the customer. They're going to charge you certain amounts for things like that, and of course, they're going to take a cut of any percentage of the sales that you have. So. But you know that up front. You know that all the cost up front, so you're not going to get these hidden charges that come out from nowhere. I mean, it's very transparent of what you can do. There's actually calculators on there that where you type in the price of your product and you type in, it may already have the weight and measurements and everything in there, so you can figure out how much it's actually going to cost you for each particular item that you do sell. So that will at least tell you like what your profit margin is, your return on investment for it, and you can use that to figure out if it's a product that's worth getting up on Amazon. Now, one of the other things too is that if as Fulfillment by Amazon and Merchant Fulfilled is that your listing is already up there. Now, you can create new listings. So if you do have products that you're bringing to market, like such as your own private label or your own brand, or say you have some other brands that you do represent, and you may sell a bunch of different brands, and they allow you to sell things online, then there might already be a listing up there. But if there isn't a listing up on Amazon, you can actually create a listing for that. There's lots of steps to do that, ways to do it and optimize it and stuff. But once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. After you learn, there's a little learning curve with that. But Fulfillment by Amazon is definitely a really savvy way to get in front of the customers, to get business. Now, you can also, Amazon does have terms of service, and this is one of the things that I was telling you about with Amazon, is that these are actually Amazon's customers. So, you can't just contact them after you ship them something and just say, you want to buy something else from me. Amazon does not like that. In fact, they will not give you their email address. So I know you want to think that this could be your customer, but there are ways around that are within the terms of service that you can do to possibly extrapolate them as a customer down the road. But your brand is getting out there. I mean, if you have a particular new product and you're handling all of your own customer service, your own website. Driving traffic to your website is incredibly difficult for when you're getting started. It takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of just a lot of resources to get that going. So immediately you can get up on Amazon and literally you can spend a little money in advertising on there through pay-per-click, PPC, and you can get your product right in front of people like that. I mean, to be able to do that and to actually be able to sell the product is phenomenal. Now, and I was telling you as the fulfillment part, now you can send everything into Amazon. And the beauty of it is that you can still have your own website. So you can actually generate sales, like say you have a Shopify website, you can actually generate sales with Amazon, through Amazon or on your own Shopify site. And you can use Amazon to fulfill that order. So if you get an order from your Shopify site, there are actually ways to hook up to Amazon. And what it'll do is it will send the order into Amazon and you would populate all that information of your customer. And then Amazon would pick it from their warehouse where they have it stored. And then they would actually ship it out to your customer. So that is definitely another way to really leverage it, because you don't have to handle all the logistics part of storing the inventory, shipping it out to the customer, and you're taking advantage of just Amazon itself, because you cannot get the cost of the shipping down to what they actually get the shipping, and they pass that on to you as fulfillment. Of course, they're charging fees for this, but I'm telling you right now, if you look at what the cost of it is for an operation to do that, whether you hire somebody in-house, you might not be able to do that right away. So this is a great way to kind of expand that, to get that out there so that you're able to kind of work more on your business. And trust me, if you're not shipping things or you're not hiring somebody to ship things, then you're able to focus on something else in your business which can help you grow. And that's what it's all about. I mean, you have to be able to do things that expand your business and grow your business. So this is definitely one of the ways. So yeah, business to business. Now this is kind of like fulfillment by Amazon. It's more of it's kind of a newer program. I mean, I think it's been around, but they've opened it up to more where you can actually, because Amazon has a business account where businesses like schools and just corporations and other businesses have, and you might have some items that can specialize for those particular services to business. So you can actually offer the same products up there for business. And you can actually do both. You can do fulfillment by Amazon, and then you can have special business thing. But you can have, you can set up where you have volume discounts. Like, so if you're selling of, huge amounts of things that businesses will have, you can set up volume discounts for them so that you're able to send more, basically sell more inventory by doing that, which I know, in the long run, the more volume you do, it can help you scale that piece of it. So, I mean, those are like basically the three ways that you can sell your products on Amazon. As I already said about the FBA program, it is another revenue stream for your e-commerce business. Now, if you're doing sales on Shopify, eBay, maybe Walmart, Jet, all the other e-commerce platforms, you can use that, like I said, to actually Amazon to actually fulfill those particular orders for you, and you don't have to store anything. They will cover all that, and they will handle all the logistics with shipping out to the customers. And it's a great way to launch new products. Now, one of the things about if you have your own brand is your brand recognition, is getting in front of your customers, getting in front of potential customers, getting your name out there. And Amazon has already they've already got all the customers. So what you got to do is you got to get in front of them. And Amazon is right there to do that. They have a great program where this allows you to get your product in front of a lot of people. Now you would have to go through PPC, which is advertising, to kind of generate sales, and that kind of helps with the rankings. And then eventually you might get organic sales from from other people as well. But this, it's a great way to launch new products. Now, and also too is that, like I said, the whole know, like, and trust you is that, Amazon's already built this. Now, even if you have local customers and you say, well, yeah, my product is on Amazon. I mean, that goes a long way for kind of showing that trust to those new customers that you have in front of you and say, yeah, I do have it on Amazon. You know, it's a little bit more on Amazon, but I can offer it to you for this price. And, you know, bam. I mean, they can either go to Amazon, which they already trust, but if they're not really sure of you, you know, they will just buy it from you. I mean, because it would probably be cheaper than if you were to sell it on Amazon. But just the fact that you can tell them that you can go up there and actually look for the product on there, it does go a long way to show that you have credibility and trust with it. And that's you know, basically one of the big reasons to use Amazon is because they've already built all that for you. And then we keep talking about that. So there are some things to be aware of. With this, I mean, there's always caveats to everything. There's always terms of service with Amazon. So you just have to be aware of certain things. I mean, I'm telling you a lot of information about all these programs, but there's a lot of things that you should read in this. They have what they call terms of service. So you may have to have certain requirements. So if you sell them the services, you might have to have insurance. So you might have to carry a certain amount of insurance, which you should already have. I mean, you know, if you're running a business, that you have some liability. I mean, hopefully you do have some insurance. So you probably already have that. You want to have, obviously, licensing if you're doing HVAC or you're doing an electrician. You know, I mean, you shouldn't be doing it if you don't have a license anyways. So you probably already have most of this stuff. And as I said before, the big thing is that some of these services means that they are Amazon's customers. So Amazon owns this customer. So that being said, you know, there are ways that, you know, not really around it, but, you know, through, you know, following the terms of service that you could possibly still acquire these customers. And, you know, I don't think you can go directly after them, but I mean, if somebody's calling you, I mean, you're not going to turn away and say, go through Amazon. I mean, that's just not what you're going to do. But, you know, they are Amazon's customers. The other thing with the merch, the print on demand, it is an invite only, so you have to apply for it. They don't always accept everybody. So that's a downfall with that. So like I said, make sure you read the terms of service for each program that's out there, because they will have different requirements and different guidelines that you must follow. Otherwise, you'll get kicked off of Amazon and you won't be able to do that particular program. So you do have to make sure you follow all those particular terms of service as well. So if you do want some more information, I don't know if you can see this right here through the camera, but go to Amazon.com. Right? And just type in Amazon.com on your browser. And then what you want to do is you want to scroll all the way down to the bottom. And I don't know if they're going to change this when you see this, but there's a section on the bottom that says, make money with us. And you'll see the different programs. They have sell on Amazon, sell on private label brands, sell on Amazon Business, become an affiliate, self-publish with us. So all the programs that I did go over, they are in that section right there. So you would just go down there and you can click on them and you can actually get more information. And Amazon has some videos and all these other FAQs on it, so you can get more details on it.